thanking the trustees and the prosecutor's office of Cook County and all of you for coming tonight. It's a big issue on the table. How we're going to handle this tonight is we hope that you leave with a little bit of education. So we're going to start the meeting off with some educational background concerning the oil and gas industry. I hope that you learn a little bit from that. From there, we're going to move on and I'm going to introduce you to some of the people involved with Mountaineer Keystone. Let you know exactly who we are, what we do, and why we're in your community. And we're going to follow that up with a question and answer period. Now, the way we're going to run that question and answer period is some of you, I hope all of you, have received those little white index cards. If you haven't, just raise your hand and we'll get them passed out with pens. Please write down a question. We'll take those questions, and obviously with the crowd here tonight, time's not going to permit us getting to all the answers. So what we would ask you to do is put possibly an email or even a phone number, and within the week, if we don't get to your question tonight, we will answer your question within a week by email or by telephone, whichever you prefer.
Can't we start out with questions from the floor?
Well, I think we're going to go with education first, ma'am. And then we're going to go after the educational phase. Well, I can appreciate that some are educated, and we'll get to questions and answers, I promise you. But we're going to start off, we're very fortunate tonight to have a representative from the Ohio Oil and Gas Energy Education Program, Rhonda Reed. Rhonda is not affiliated with any individual company, so she comes here from a perspective that she's going to educate you a little bit on how the industry works. After that, again, we'll get into some of our company, and we'll explain to you what we are, who we are, and why we're here. And then again, we'll follow that up with questions. So please put your questions down on those cards, because within the half hour or so, we're going to collect those, and we'll try to answer as many as we can tonight, time permitting. And again, we'll get back to you concerning those. So at that time, Rhonda? I promise you, ma'am, you will have a question and an answer period. It's just, any meeting has to have structure.
But that's what you told. If I could say something. Ma'am, I'm not here tonight. I'm not paid to be here tonight. Okay, I understand that. That's why I'm saying what this format is for is to do an educational format. By the time you drill, explore, and start producing oil and gas, there's about 75 different professions involved. Most people do not understand how an oil and gas well is drilled. I'm not here to tell you to lease or not lease your property. I'm here to explain the science of drilling for oil and gas, and then those questions that are not answered, I would be happy to stay here. I've done about 170 of these across the state, and I would be happy to stay here as long as you've got questions. There's never been a problem with that, okay? So we are going to try and get, because a lot of the people here may not have heard or seen some of this, and so I do want to try and address their questions as well. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Excuse me?
Sounds like a filibuster to me. Spending time, we've already told you, you say that you want to start with education.
Ma'am, anybody that wants, but in order to ask an educated question, you have to be educated on the subject. And based on the number of hands, you do not have to stay. If you've already listened to this, you do not have to stay for this. But there's a lot of people that requested this presentation and this educational format. So if you're not interested in it, you are welcome to leave. But I am going to go through this and try and address a lot of the questions. So with that, my name is Rhonda Rita. I have a lot of family in this area. My brother-in-law, many of you may know, was the wildlife officer here in this area. We lost him in January, Rita. I've got many family around in this area, as I do across the state of Ohio. Drilling for oil and gas is not new to the state of Ohio, but it is new to many people. Many people didn't realize how much oil and gas activity has been going on in this state, and specifically for the last 150 years. Again, I'm not here to encourage you to lease or not lease, but I do want you to understand the process of exploring, drilling, and producing oil and gas here in Ohio.